Hi, my name is Tony Kovatch, and I'm the artist in residence here at Liberty Bellows in Philadelphia. I want to welcome you back to our series of instructional videos for the piano accordion. In our last lesson, we learned how to combine fundamental and counter bass buttons to play a 5-note scale. Today, we are going to extend this to a full 1-octave major scale, and use this knowledge in our song of the day, the Dreydl song. Let's start by reviewing our 5-finger scale. When we play the scale, we start with our 3rd finger on C, then you play your 2nd finger on D, and your 3rd finger on E. Your 4th finger is going to play F, fundamental bass, and your index finger will play G, fundamental bass. Just like this. C, D, E, F, G. Let's do that ascending and descending. To make this a full major scale, all we have to do is add 2 more notes, A and B. Because we know that the counter bass is a major third above the fundamental bass, we can figure out that A is going to be the counter bass in the F row. Using the same logic, we can also figure out that B is the counter bass of the G row. We're going to play the A with our 4th finger and the B with our index finger. If we add those to the scale, it will look like this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. When we descend, it will look like this. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. I also want to highlight this relationship. Notice that C and B are very close to one another. In fact, with any fundamental bass, if you want to go down a half step, you simply go to the counter bass diagonal to it. So here's C and here's B. Today we're going to use the scale to connect 2 chords, the tonic and the dominant. Our tonic is C and our dominant is G. To walk down from C to G, you're going to play C, B, A, and G. The only problem is that this is a little awkward. When we get to G, we're going to want to have our 4th finger on G so that we can start playing a pattern right away. So instead of playing this fingering, we're going to use a different A. We're going to use the fundamental A, just like this. To walk down from our dominant, G, to our tonic, C, you're going to walk down G, F, E, D, C. This requires you to use your index finger on G. Again, that's G, F, E, D, C. So let's apply these to a real progression. We're going to play 2 measures of C, and then 2 measures of G. So that will sound like this. To walk from C major to G major, you're going to play C, C, B, A, and then G with your 4th finger, so that you're ready to play your pattern. So that's going to look like this. 1 measure of C, then C, C, B, A, G. At this point, you're going to walk from G down to C. So you're going to start with your index finger on G, and play G, F, E, D, and then try to land on C with your 4th finger, so you're ready to play your pattern. The whole thing will look like this. 1 measure of C major, then our connector phrase, C, C, B, A, and then a measure of G major, and then we're going to walk down to C. G, F, E, D, C. We're going to use both of these connector phrases in our song of the day, so make sure that you have them under your fingers. All of this will come in handy in our song of the day, the Dreydl song. This song is pretty simple because most of what we played today is going to be right here in this position with your thumb on C in our 5-finger closed position. You're going to start with your pinky on G. We landed on D because we're highlighting a G chord right now, and as we know, D is one of the notes in the G major chord. The next phrase is going to start right there with your second finger on D. If you put the two phrases together, it sounds like this. The next phrase is going to highlight a C chord. We're going to play all three notes of the chord, C, E, and G. Notice I'm harmonizing with my thumb on C. The next phrase walks back down to our D. So that phrase will sound like this. In the next phrase, you're going to do a similar motion. Your index finger is going to be on the D and your fourth finger on the F. And notice I'm harmonizing with my thumb on the B. And the last line is going to walk down from G to C. If you put those two phrases together, it sounds like this. So the whole right-hand melody looks like this. Before we add in any of our walking bass lines, let's talk about the chord progression. It's 3 measures of C major, then we switch to G, and then we're going to do 3 more measures of G major, and then we switch to C. You could think of it this way. The first phrase is mostly C major and it ends on G, and then the second phrase is mostly G major but ends on C. Now all we have to do is add in our walking bass lines. Anytime you go from C to G, you're going to play the same walking bass line I showed you in the warm-up, which is C, C, B, A, G. Anytime you go from G to C, you're going to play the other walking bass line, which was G, F, E, D, C. So that will sound like this. You start with C. Then you walk. Walk down to C. What I just showed you is the accompaniment for both the A section and the B section of the song. C major. Walk to G. Now walk to C. Now let's put it all together. Join us next time as we begin exploring the diminished row. Thanks for watching.